Journal entry 7. Years had gone by before my sister Kelly resurfaced. Last I'd heard, she was still living out of a motel in another city, more specifically, the Starlight Motel, a place where dreams turn into nightmares. Kelly was an alcoholic, but she was also a naturally fun-loving social butterfly. Everyone who knew her said she was kind-hearted, at least most of the time. Lately, though, she'd become more like a ghost haunting parking lots and dive bars, drinking her problems away. Apparently, during the years she'd been missing, Kelly had given birth to 3 children, but instead of staying with them, she chose the party life of a drunk. Time passed, memories and regret piled up, and there was always a bottle in her hand. Each child had a different father, none of whom were known, except for one, her baby boy. She'd even named him after his dad. But when that relationship soured, the man she loved not only left her, he kidnapped their son. It felt like Kelly just couldn't catch a break. As terrible as that was, I'll never forget the day Mom found out that Kelly had willingly given her first 2 kids up for adoption. We were at court because Mom was trying to file a lawsuit over a car accident she had apparently caused, but that's another story. Needless to say, it was courthouse chaos when Mom realized why Helen was there too. "You thief," Mom shouted, but Helen didn't respond right away. "It's not enough that you stole Mom's love, you want to steal my grandkids too?" Mom continued. Helen sighed deeply before answering. "She asked me to, practically begged me." "If that was the case, why didn't she ask me?" Mom shot back. "I don't know, maybe because of how you act," Helen snapped. "What's that supposed to mean?" Mom's voice grew louder. The tension caught the eye of a nearby court officer, who quickly stepped in. "If you don't settle down, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the building," he said sternly. And just like that, they both fell silent, but it was clear that Mom wanted to have the last word, and she made sure she did once she turned on her heels and left the building shouting, "You will pay for this." Journal entry 8. After everything was said and done, Helen ended up with 2 of Kelly's children and raised them as her own. Kelly's baby boy was never found, but she didn't seem too worried his father had money, so she figured he'd be fine. Free from responsibility, Kelly lived her life as she pleased. But regret is a tricky beast. It creeps up when you least expect it. For Kelly, the only way to cope was to drown her sorrows, and there was always someone willing to buy her a drink. That someone at the time was Peter. He was an old, shady man with a sly grin and calculating eyes. He flashed cash and promised luxury, using his money as bait to draw women into his orbit. But he also knew how to play the part of a struggling loner. With his rough, worn-down look, unkempt clothes, tired eyes, and a gruff demeanor, he seemed almost harmless, even pitiful. In truth, he was a cunning snake. And Kelly knew it. That's why she lived by one rule: use men for what they were worth, but never fall in love. Peter was also an alcoholic who had a bad habit of pulling out stacks of cash wherever he went. One evening, Kelly took him to Helen's house, and the moment he whipped out some money, Linda's eyes grew wide. And before Kelly knew what hit her, Linda and Peter were sneaking around together, and Peter was cashing her out. "You're a whore," Kelly roared. Linda only laughed. "And you're not?" "But you're my cousin," Kelly shouted. Linda rolled her eyes. Linda had always been shallow. She loved fashion and appearances, while Kelly was more worn down and plain. Linda never missed a chance to look down on her. Kelly must have felt that sting deeply, because in seconds she spiraled into rage. She unleashed a verbal assault that sent Linda over the edge. The fight turned physical, and Linda was getting the best of her. Kelly was tossed out the front door with Linda right behind her. Kelly scrambled into her car, but before she could escape, Linda chased her down and smashed a beer bottle against her head as she tried to drive away. With all that drama, I guess now I understand why Kelly always stayed gone.